Join us as we search Alaska and beyond for mysterious creatures, featuring Beans Baxter and Rob Roy Menzies. This is the Alaska Bigfoot Studies. Oh, hi, it's you. It's me, Chuke. I'm just kidding. We're going to do another episode where we talk about AI because it came up again. Me and Rob and Beans have this chat group, and it came up again about 2 weeks ago where these Bigfoot channels on social media, they started, not channels, I guess, just pages, they started using Rob's work of the iconic picture he did of the Patty Bigfoot sighting, and they started saying this was done by AI, and we just kind of joke about it and laugh about it, but it is irritating to us. I will say there are some cool things about AI coming out. For the first time I saw that AI where they animated, I guess it's been out for a while, I hadn't seen it, where the Patty video was animated and it just showed him moving around and stuff, or her. I thought that was really cool, but I can't help by being irritated because I've got two good friends that are illustrators, professional graphic artists. Rob, thankfully, has his business and he does more framing and stuff now, but I mean, it has affected him. And my other buddy, I'm going to talk about him next week on a video, lives in Thailand. He was doing really good as a graphic artist, and then a couple years back, AI just shot up and basically destroyed his business. Thankfully, he still gets work sometimes doing stuff here and there, but I mean, it's nothing like it used to be, and it's because people would rather have AI come up with a design in about 10 seconds versus pay a human to use their skill to do it. So it's a little bit irritating for me, but anyways, let's check in with Beans and Rob. All right, so I wanted to revisit this topic again. I will say that I'm enjoying some of the AI stuff. I've been watching these AI videos of you're a worker of the pyramids and you know, wake up at 3000 BC, and
Right.
it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's been out for a while, but just 2 weeks ago, for the first time, I saw AI recreation of Patty walking.
Yes.
The Patterson gimmick.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I saw that one.
They animated that picture basically.
Yeah, they brought it into an AI program and made it walk. And it pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Um
And they made it stop. And
yeah,
kinda
stop and
turn its
look.
head.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some little some little weird things about it if you look. I think
Yeah.
the breasts, I think, go away or something like
Oh,
that. It's
interesting.
kind of, you can see them at the profile, but when it turns towards you, they kind of recede into the chest.
Oh, okay.
You know, one of those weird AI things.
Yeah.
But then I saw a second one, which used my picture.
I've
one
been
right
seeing
there.
that.
Yeah,
I've
this
been
one.
seeing that.
Yeah,
So-
here, I'll get it right here.
And this was a picture you did a lot of work on
Oh,
with your
yeah,
Wacom tablet.
So I want to
Using-
bring this up because here it is.
Yeah.
This is the drawing I know. This is a drawing I did
Yeah.
decades ago. It was in the early 2000s.
It's your artwork. And nobody had done that much of a detailed recreation.
There was one done of, well, there's been a couple, but they were pretty good. But I just wanted to do my own version of it.
Right.
Using the actual frame and all I wanted to do was clean it up.
And it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. I spent over a week
each
on this
pixel,
thing. Yeah, I
basically.
mean,
Yeah.
it was a technique I was doing. I used the airbrush. It was all by hand. But I had using Photoshop, but I have a Wacom tablet with the airbrush function. Mostly used airbrush, the line tools, and a little bit of smudging. Only I just wanted to make it look more in focus.
Right.
But this drawing has gone around the internet, I don't know how many times. I have seen this thing. Sometimes you can see my name on it. Other
Right.
times people crop it off.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The latest one, like the AI, somebody took my image. I can see it. You can see this image, the very first frame, and then it goes from there. And I know it's on
They
Boise Bigfoot.
animated
Yeah.
your
Yes, this.
picture. Wow.
And it's really cool. but it would have been nice if they said, drawing by Rob or something.
Right.
So, I spent at least a week working on this and the head. I did 2 different versions. I did just the head,
Yeah.
then I did the body. It was a good 2 weeks of work at night, labor of love.
Yeah. So with that's what kind of frustrates me is some of the postings I've seen. They're like, "Oh, look at this AI recreation,"
Yes.
when it's actually a human artist.
Yeah.
rendition.
I have seen it, especially just the head. I've seen
Yeah.
both of these. People have been stealing some of the graphics. I even built the graphics, and they just steal the graphics and put them on their YouTube channel,
Right.
with no credit to myself. Which is
Right.
that's where I kind of go, well, come on, you guys, a
Yeah.
little more professional about it.
Right.
You could at least give the artist some credit.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of the problem these days. Is there's so much. AI is so accessible.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it now. You can get an app.
Anybody. Yeah. It's free.
My phone came with one.
Yeah.
I actually made a portrait of myself. Never done it before.
Yeah.
So I did cross. I went into the dark side.
Right.
It's fun. I can see
Yeah.
doing it. But I don't know. There's something about it that, AI has its place, but you have so many people using it, and
Yeah.
it gets watered down. It gets
Right.
unprofessional.
Yeah.
You see spelling mistakes and things that people just don't take the time.
Yeah.
Even the audio, it just seems like people are typing in a keyboard
Mhm.
and just spitting out these just
Right.
mindless garbage.
And it's devastated the human graphic artist.
Yeah, it's
community.
taken away the human element. It's so easy for people to create these images, animations too.
Yeah.
And there's just been a lot of made up stories just for the sake of content,
Right.
which waters down the whole legitimacy of Bigfoot.
Right.
And here we go again. It's getting goofy again.
Yeah.
And if there was just, it used to be that you would have the good stuff was done by professionals.
Hmm.
Now it's like people think that, oh, now I can do it. And they just crank this stuff out constantly, and
Yeah.
it just waters down. But it does irk me a little bit when people steal my work and just blatantly.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're using it as their own, getting the likes. But
Right.
what about the people that actually did that?
Yeah.
I don't,
Because that was hours and hours of work.
Oh,
right there.
absolutely. All my work, I spend hours and hours on it. But
Mhm.
and I understand the easy. You can just open an app and type in something, and it
Right.
blows out this beautifully colored, rendered, rack focused, illustration, and it must really feed these people, because that's
Yeah.
all they do. Then is they just
Right.
go overboard with it,
Yeah.
and you have 100,000 people going overboard with it.
Mhm.
It's starting to water down the Bigfoot world a little
It
bit,
is,
and it's
yeah.
harder to find anything legitimate.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I just, be skeptical, be
Yeah.
aware, but have fun. I like it.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It is.
Some of them that are really bad, not bad. They look real, but then something goes wrong,
Yeah.
and like people morph into other people.
They have 7 fingers.
Yes, some
Yeah.
weird flashes by. That's almost entertaining in itself.
It is. Yeah.
But it's getting better, but it definitely has a look to it. I can
Yeah.
almost pick out AI now just from a little stamp
Yeah.
on YouTube or what. I can see that. And then when you get into these YouTube videos that a man was followed into his house by a Bigfoot,
Right.
and you never know what happened next. So you go into it, and it's just garbage. It's
Yeah,
just a
it
person going, so a man walked home and he was fishing all day. There's no
Yeah.
legitimacy to any. They're just
Yeah.
making stories up.
Yeah.
And that's gonna hurt, I think, the Bigfoot world again. It keeps it in that giggle factor thing.
And the problem is it's getting better. The quality is getting
Yeah.
better. So in a few years, they're going to be able to make
Absolutely.
realistic looking stuff.
Um,
and then that's going to ruin the legit.
well, you think about this too. I don't know if actors have started getting nervous.
Oh, right.
But I remember back when Burt Reynolds played in a movie. He was a stuntman,
Hmm.
and this was in the late '70s, I believe, when Burt was really big, and it was a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it right offhand, but they got into a little conversation about in that movie back then about being replaced
Yeah.
by graphics,
Right.
and they're looking at that now.
Hmm.
They're getting so good with it with AI.
They are.
Pretty soon they'll be able to just, you can have anybody you want act.
Yep.
But it's not the actor, it's just
Right.
AI doing it.
Yeah.
So then you kind of, wow, what is the legal?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, it's like this.
Yeah.
What is the legal ramifications to people just stealing my work?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be having this conversation if they give me some credit once in a while, but they're just,
Right.
everybody's just steals stuff.
Steal stuff.
And, give me likes, look at me. You know, it's just this kind of entitled, spoiled brats almost.
I agree.
It's kind of turning into that. But, you know, doesn't stop me though. I still want to paint and draw. Although it does get to me a little bit. It's kind of like, why should I even draw Bigfoot anymore?
Right.
With, you got 500,000 million people cranking out these Bigfoot. I mean, mine's just going to look like a blur in the middle of it. It's not.
Well, that takes me to, everyone can go on Facebook to the Bigfoot Art Gallery,
Yeah.
Palmer, Alaska, and you can pick out a print. He's got tons of them, actual artwork done by a human, and contact Rob, and you can have a framed print sent to your house.
Absolutely. And if you are in town, please stop by. It will be worth your while. People that come in there just are having a blast.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So stop by the Bigfoot Art Gallery in Palmer.
Always something new to see here.
Yeah.
Whether it's guitars or Bigfoot. So
right.
Hopefully I have some new stories. You know, I do talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, visit me here.
Yep. Summertime almost.
Summertime.
When it comes to the AI generated images of Bigfoot, and especially some of the newer ones I'm seeing where it shows images of Bigfoot moving around and some of the like animated PG film stuff, I think people aren't really considering the impact that's going to have on the Bigfoot community. Right now, it's just kind of a fun tool where they're trying to get attention by perpetrating hoaxes, or maybe they're just using it for fun. You know, I myself use AI a little bit to make thumbnails for my videos and stuff. I think it can be a useful tool. There's some really exciting stuff, I think, coming for AI. For example, like with the animated PG film stuff, I think it's really cool if we could take what do we have, like a minute, less than a minute of Patty walking. If we could take that, feed that into AI and say, hey, can you make me, you know, analyze the way she moves and show me how you think she would navigate over rocky terrain, or how she would wade across a creek, or how she would go up a steep hill. And I think, you know, if that could work out, where AI could be like, well, I think this is what a Bigfoot would look like doing that based on Patty's movements and size and all that. I think that would be a great tool. In fact, I'm wondering now if somebody's even tried that. But I think in the long run, though, I think there are some bad, definitely some side effects, some bad negative effects of AI. I don't think we're necessarily cognizant of them at the time. You know, for example, you've got these Bigfoot groups, these social media pages, and let's say there's somebody like a legit scientist that's got an interest, a biologist, anthropologist, what have you, a legit person in academia, in the scientific community, has an interest in Bigfoot. They're like, I'm going to pop into this Bigfoot group or the social media page and see what's going on. And they get there, and it's just a bunch of AI images and people arguing in the comments whether they're real or not. I think that could scare a lot of people away, especially a lot of legit, you know, credentialed people. They're not going to want to get involved in it. They're going to think, oh, this is, you know, brother, and they're going to be out. They're not going to show any interest in it. You know, they might follow it from afar, but they're not going to dive into it, risk their reputation, and getting involved and having their name attached to it. So I think that's something that people aren't really thinking about in these groups when they're doing that. They don't realize that when they're arguing and bickering and when they're defending hoaxes and things that aren't real, they're just driving people away that would have the standing to make a difference in the community. I think that's why you see, you know, the majority of Bigfoot people, Bigfoot influencers, Bigfoot researchers are citizen scientists, you know, people that have an interest in it, but they're not academically and scientifically trained. You know, you don't see too many people other than maybe Dr. Meldrum take a legit scientific interest in the subject. And I think that has a lot to do with, one, some of the more outlandish theories and the woo stuff that people perpetrate, and two, the behavior of the people in the community that defend that kind of stuff, or they're arguing in the comments over something that clearly looks computer generated over whether it's legit or not. So I don't know what's the future holds for AI and Bigfoot. Hopefully it's positive. I will say I have seen some small positive effect come out of all this AI stuff. Recently, someone shared a picture from the movie Sasquatch Sunset. If you haven't seen it, I do a movie review of it on my YouTube channel. But someone had shared a picture of the movie. It was a frame of a couple of the Sasquatches in the movie. And I think I can't remember exactly. They were trying to pass it off as a trail cam picture or something. And immediately in the comments, people were like, "No, that is AI. That's not real." And it was funny because I thought, man, it is real. I mean, it is a legit like costume that someone put on. It's not an AI image. It wasn't computer generated. It was a practical effect used in a movie. But they're right. It's not a real Bigfoot. It wasn't a legit picture of a Bigfoot. So I had a moment where I thought, man, maybe this AI stuff is going to be a net positive, because it's going to create a few more skeptics. People are going to take a little bit more critical look at things when they see things, and not just assume that it's legit or real, and turn a critical eye to it. So even though they were wrong about the origin, they were still calling a hoax a hoax. So who knows? Maybe AI will create a few more. And I don't think skepticism is the way to go, but skepticism is always good. You should always think Bigfoot last when you're looking at evidence. And hopefully AI will maybe weed out some of the more skeptic people, and we'll be left with some more critically thinking investigators and researchers. So only time will tell.
So there you go. Interview with the boys. I don't always have time to get them in here, but when I do, it definitely makes a better video. The good news is we'll be getting together for another dinner in a few weeks, and me and Beans are actually going to have a mini expedition in a Bigfoot hotspot around here. So we'll be doing some videos on that. So we do have some fun things coming up. I'm going to be sending a video out from Hawaii pretty soon. So thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Jomo and the kids. Thanks for tuning in every Sunday for your Bigfoot Chuke cartoon goodness. And I'm going to keep the videos rolling. Thanks, guys.